And I come to you this morning as one of the many members who vote right all the time, who come to you to say, in the spirit of the CTBU, that we're here, and that today is the first day of the rest of our lives. That today is a precarious time for the world, America, our own community, and the labor movement. And that, as it says in Nehemiah 2, we must rise up and build. They're not studying us. My good friend Wilma Rudolph, who many years ago, the gold medalist, used to teach here in Detroit, and she is from Tennessee, so she brought some of that Tennessee nomenclature up, and she said, "Carol, they ain't studying us. They never have been." But Denmark BC and Malcolm and Sojourner Truth and others, Rosa Parks, who is one of my mentors, let us know they don't have to. We have to be studying us. Are y'all ready for that? Because I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, and Bill's been on top of this for a long time, we struggle every day for righteousness and justice. In the United States House of Representatives, where the Democrats control, 435 of us, 218 gets you what you need in passing the law. Our Democratic caucus is 256. And I heard the gentleman mention earlier, some of the people who you represent or represent you, they don't vote right. They don't. Quit sending them to us. You run. You run for something. You stand up. You speak out. You come get what you want. They're not studying us. But there's enough good men and women of various backgrounds and geographies who know the difference. That's why you're here today in my district. This is the 13th Congressional District of Michigan, where you sit today, where I represent over 680,000 people of all persuasions. All of us represent about that. But it is you, my brothers and sisters, who built America, who built the middle class, who speak for those who can't speak for themselves, who must stand up. So I'm not sure. I kind of was talking to my staff and trying to get Pat and others. What exactly was he talking about? I'm not sure. But let me tell you what we did do. And there's a lot of work to be done because we wanted to do more. We wanted to send and save unemployment benefits until December. Nothing's going to happen for December for 13 million Americans who find themselves unemployed if we cut off their unemployment benefit. But we can't get the votes. It's about votes in the Congress. You can talk all that stuff in the barbershop if you want to. But if you don't come up out of there and say something and organize and be a part of something and fight and speak out, they ain't studying us. So that's what this is about today, and I'm glad you're in my district. And when you invited me, I know you knew I was going to say something like that. It's us. We can do anything if we believe it. And that's where we are now. The Congress of the United States is 256 Democrats, and the rest of them are the other party. Other party hadn't voted for nothing since our president has been president. And that's for health care, housing, education, the money. They haven't voted for any of them because they want to see him fail. Don't matter that their mother don't have no health care. Don't matter that their children can't learn. They're trying to get him. Do y'all understand that? So build the movement that we've got to bring back and fortify and say something. The beauty of it now is Harriet and Malcolm and Martin, they didn't have 42 black members of Congress. They didn't have another 100 who were sympathetic, who would work with us. We do. But the struggle came from the people up. It didn't come from leaders down. We work for you. You have to make us work. And one of the presidents said many years ago, you have to make us do it. And if you think it's okay, they say it's getting better. People going back to work, there's still millions of people unemployed. There's still millions more who've lost their benefit. The schools, and I'm a teacher. I thought one day I was going to be a superintendent and got diverted into politics, which I love, because we can help from time to time. I thought we could change the world because the civil rights movement, they died that we might sit in this room today. They got bombed in churches that we might sit in here today. How dare us not take that passion and continue forward? This is the 21st century. They trying to take us back to 1954. Y'all gonna let that happen? A lot of our, and this is the birth of the labor movement here in Michigan. Many of our colleagues have no respect for the labor movement. That's all of us. That's the millions of workers. So when I come to you to talk about the Free Choice Employee Act, and I know that's one of your #1 goals, push for that. Make us do it. Make the president do it too. We can't be safe. Safe people die. Safe children have no opportunity. We've got to rise up above that, my brothers and sisters. That's why you're in my district today at like 11 o'clock or 10:30, whatever time it is. You've got to leave this city, and our city is in ruins. Unemployment, we're the epicenter of that, with the big three who gave our auto industry away. China and India didn't come for it, we gave it to them. We sent the jobs across the world where they couldn't buy the car, they could make it for 10 cents an hour and then ship it back here for us to buy it. Something's wrong with that. So as I stand before you today as one of proud 42 members of the African American Caucus, summer jobs, we've been talking about jobs forever. You all might remember CETA, Comprehensive Employment Training Act of the 70s and 80s. That put America back to work. The federal government put $50 million in, hired people all over the country in cities and villages and nonprofits. People thought they were working for those, but what it did is gave people some confidence that their children would be all right. We need a CETA today. They won't let us have a CETA because we don't have the votes. You got to call for something like that. I serve on the Appropriations Committee, third African American in the history of our country to serve there. I serve on the National Defense Committee, the only African American woman ever to serve there. 2 women, and the other serves with me now, and some of you might be from Ohio. My good sister, Nancy Captor, Marcia Captor, serves from Ohio. And as we sit on that budget, your federal budget is $3,600 billion. The Ways and Means Committee, which handles the revenue side of our budget by formula, 3 main entitlements: Medicare, health care for 44 million seniors; Medicaid, programs for low-income children and disabled; and veterans. And as we celebrate Memorial Day, any veterans in the room? God bless you. We appreciate your service. Those are the main 3 entitlements, and by formula, 2/3 of that $3 trillion goes to them. Our committee handles $1,200 billion, and of that, $640 billion go to defense. Now, you may not like defense. The first requirement of the Constitution is to protect the homeland and its people, all 300 million of us. And that's what that budget does. I've been to Kuwait and Iraq. I've flown on black helicopters and the like. The young men and women who are in battle, over 70% of them are 18 to 25. They're babies. I'm a grandmother, so when I see them, yes, sir, give them what they need to protect them. Bring them home. Let's get out of Iraq and Afghanistan. But you got to demand that. The Middle East and all that's going on in the Middle East, much has been stirred by our former president, which is why the world is in shambles, which is why the financial markets are crashing. We've got to come together as an American, united, international people to fix that. So CTBU, I know you didn't ask me to come up here and talk about it. CBTU, Coalition of Black Trade Unionists, standing strong, speaking out, doing what you do. Don't leave here and go back home just like you came. Make a commitment to President Lucy and your own union and each other that we will be better, that we will fight harder, that you will come to Washington and lobby. I want to see these blue shirts up and down the halls of Congress. Plan some days. Get on that email. Tie up the telephones. And yes, pray for the president. Pray for him. That's my 91-year-old daddy always say, Carolyn, he probably ain't strong as you want. No, daddy's not. But if he was, he wouldn't be president. That's what we have to believe. He's better than what we would have gotten. He's doing the best he can. They blame everything on him, from traffic lights to the Gulf. Rise up and say something, my brothers and sisters. We love you. Somebody died for you to sit in that chair in that blue T-shirt. Let's rise up and build. God bless you.